saw a quick little test run, obviously in the yard. We are planning to cut hay hopefully tomorrow. It just depends on the weather. Didn't rain today as much as, actually didn't really rain at all today. It sprinkled a little bit and that was it. We could have got away with cutting yesterday. Wish we would have when we had it out and we're mowing this beautiful little lawn over here. However, we didn't, so we're moving on. We're planning ahead and we're gonna get this ready so we can actually roll when the weather is right. The rake really doesn't need anything other than greasing. Just aired the tires up on it. You can probably hear the compressor just shut off. And we also aired the tires up on the mower. This one was actually pretty good. It was only 3 pounds low, but that one was at 17 pounds. They should both be about 30, 35. The tractor did well. Didn't have any issues with it. Obviously, we still have here and there leaks, which it's gonna happen. It's almost a 50-year-old tractor. It's 48 years old. We're gonna start with these small pastures as far as mowing our hay. And it's kind of gotten me thinking that I think I'm gonna run this because realistically, there's not a whole lot of auto steer that happens in these real small pastures anyways. You know, they're anywhere from like this one right here in front of me, pasture right here in front of us. This is what we call a lambing paddock 2. And it's only about 2 acres, maybe even a little less than that. Whereas this other one behind it, that one's 5 acres. And then lambing paddock 1 is roughly like 1.7 acres. And then all 3 of these pastures right behind the shop, well, you can see one of them right here actually. All of these are small ones too. They're anywhere between 4 and 5 acres. They kind of fluctuate between each other. So like I said, that makes it to where it's kind of so small that I'm not going to use auto steer. And if I do, it's such a minimal amount. It's okay to just steer it. I'd like to test that tractor out and actually run it a little hard so we can see if we do have any issues. Obviously pulling the rake is not hard on it, and the brush hog is not really hard on it either because the little bit that we do brush hog from our pastures is mostly eaten down, and it's just some weeds that we want to knock down before it gets a chance to seed out. tractor is done for the night. The only real concerns I have is I clearly have something leaking oil up here, and it's a decent amount. I'm not 100% sure where it's coming from, but it definitely looks like this cover from this point of view. The worst part is that's not the worst leak. The worst leak is actually back here. And it is, well, you can't see it right now, but when it's running, it's a steady drip. It's leaking awful. So these couplers clearly need replaced. And at this point, if one of them's leaking like that, may as well just replace them all, because chances are as soon as you replace one, the other's gonna leak. And then I'll just keep the other ones that weren't terrible as spares. But overall, everything actually looks pretty good. The mower did well. No issues with it. No issues with the tractor. I'm really happy with this. It did way better than I was expecting. Not that I didn't think it would run it. I really thought it would run it. I honestly was worried that it was going to be too light. Figured I'd check these temperatures, even though we just parked it. Literally just turned it off right before I turned this camera on, and we're definitely going to be okay. 180-ish, 190. Peak I saw here at the thermostat housing was 191 when we were using it out there in the field. That's actually the one you saw earlier. The oil pan is clearly a little warmer in the bottom end here. And then I'm gonna go with the fact that that's just how it is, because all the other areas that you should worry about aren't hot, so, or aren't alarming by any means. Just want to check right here, not because I think that we have an issue as far as this part goes, but I just want to check because it's a good practice. It's nice to have a reference. Okay, that's not real hot or anything. Wasn't real sure what it was gonna look like under here. And the only reason I'm concerned about down here is it's my reservoir for my hydraulic fluid, which you can see it's still full even with that leaking. I did overfill it whenever we fixed that leak down on the suction line for the hydraulic pump. So probably best that I overfilled it, since I ended up needing that extra capacity apparently. Just like that though, test run is good to go. Hay season's gonna be in full swing. We'll get the rake out tomorrow, and we'll kind of show how the test run on it goes, and also the baler. And from there on, it'll be kind of wide open with nothing but haying videos for the foreseeable future. And shortly after the haying, there'll be some spraying. So thanks for watching. Have a blessed week. We'll see you next time. I know the camera will not do this justice, but it is a gorgeous sunset.